Hello, and welcome to EDEL 414, Teaching Culturally and Linguistically Diverse Students. My name is Dr. Della Perez, and I will be your professor this semester. I'm so looking forward to working with all of you online. I'm going to review with you in this introductory course video the course syllabus, schedule, and walk you through a few key points on Canvas. So let's go ahead and get started. As you look at the syllabus can be found on your homepage under syllabus, or it can also be found in the week 1 course module. But I'm going to walk you through the copy I have up here on the screen. As you can see, my information is here. Dr. Della Perez, I'm in 204 Blue Mountain Hall. I know this is an online course, but if you are in the building and want to stop by and visit anytime, that's my location. My phone number, the department number, my email. This is going to be one of the best ways to get hold of me. And then here's information for our online course, the start and end date. So as we get into this course, I just want you to think about your goals for the course as I review the syllabus, some of the things you want to learn that will come into play a little bit later when we talk about your objectives for this course. In the syllabus, you'll see there's a general course description. One of the things I want to point out about this, I'm not going to read the whole thing to you, but we are going to be using as our foundation for this course something called the conceptual I, and I'll explain what that is in just a moment. But basically it has 3 main parts that we're going to look at: the personal lens, the educator lens, and the systemic institutional lens. Once we move past the course description, just a couple of keys to success as you're taking this online course. A couple of things I want you to remember are, in order to make this most successful experience for you and for your peers, you don't want to become the Mad Hatter. That means someone who's always turning in assignments late. You really want to pay attention to the due dates that are scheduled and posted and make sure you follow those as closely as possible. Also remember, you are not an island, meaning that I am here to support you, your peers are here to support you, we're all going to work together. My goal is to respond to all emails within 24 hours, and I'll also be doing some Zoom video conferences to make sure we incorporate as much of that face-to-face interaction as possible. One of the other things I want to think about is that email is going to be the primary way I get in touch with you. So this third point where it says you've got mail, make sure you're constantly checking your email for announcements or updates. Also check Canvas announcements to make sure you are aware of what is going on and any changes that might be taking place. Canvas is going to be our primary place for posting and putting information throughout the course. So really make sure you look at that and follow Canvas carefully. And then remember, this course is really, it's not about the grade. Yes, you all, I know, want to get A's, and I'm very much happy to inform you that as of this moment, you all have A's. But just remember that this course is really, to get the most out of it, you want to talk as openly and honestly as possible, really reflect on the content, and engage in meaningful ways. I think that's much more important than that A or nothing type of mentality. As we scroll through our syllabus, you'll see we also have the College of Education vision. You've heard this multiple times, so I'm not going to go over this with you, but kind of just keep that in mind. The course really does reflect this vision. We also have the conceptual framework here. Again, I'll let you read that on your own, but really making sure that you pay attention to those standards of professional development is going to be key throughout this course. The objectives of the course, again, these are tied to our conceptual framework as well as the Tilford Multi-Group Multicultural Competencies. So again, I'll let you read through all those on your own and kind of get a feel for them. We will be using one required textbook for this course and multiple articles. Our required textbook is going to be Being the Change, Lessons and Strategies to Teach Social Comprehension. This textbook will be available at the Union Bookstore. You can order it online as well. The main thing to remember with this textbook is we're going to be using it heavily in the first part of the semester, and then we'll come back to it towards the end of the semester, and we'll supplement the articles in the middle. I think you'll find this a great resource and a textbook you can use in your future classrooms, so I would encourage you to buy it if you have the opportunity to do so. All right, so when it comes to instructional methods, there are a few things I want to point out. This course is really about being constructive and really thinking critically about the content. So I have a few principles for constructive engagement here I want you to think about. First of all, we need to kind of come into this course thinking you don't know what you don't know. You want to strive for intellectual humility. We all bring great insights, but we also bring gaps in our knowledge that hopefully we can build on and fill in together. Note that everyone has opinions, but opinions are not the same as informed knowledge. So you want to be able to back up what you say with key evidence and research from the course and your own learnings. You kind of want to let go of personal anecdotal evidence and look at broader societal patterns. And you're going to see that in our week 1 video where we look at a topic video shared by one of our presenters called The Danger of a Single Story. If we look just at one side of a coin, we're not going to see the multiple perspectives and impacts they can have. So really try and keep an open mind. Notice your defensive reactions and attempt to use these reactions as entry points for gaining deeper self-knowledge. So this course is not about blaming. It's not about saying you haven't done this or a certain population hasn't done this or they're keeping down another population. It's really just looking at things historically and how can we best meet the needs of our future students. And then finally, recognize your own social positionality. So how does your race, class, gender, sexuality, ability, how does that all impact you and how does it inform your reactions to your learning community? So kind of keep that in mind as we go through this course. Some of the instructional strategies we'll be using, I've really tried to make this innovative but also very interactive so that we can still make those personal connections even though this is an online format. As you can see, our instructional strategies are tied to our 3 main elements of the conceptual I, which I talked about a little bit earlier. So we'll use things like Word and Flipgrid to kind of get at that personal lens. But we'll then go into things that are more group-oriented, like Google Docs, Adobe Spark, VoiceThread, some more in Canva to kind of get more of a holistic look at some of the key points covered in this class. And then we'll engage in critical reflection through the use of discussion boards and a final paper that you'll type up in Word. So let's get into the nitty-gritty here, some of the course requirements. For this course, as you know, it is online, so you want to make sure you're building connections as much as possible, not only to class readings, discussion boards, that really focus on those online interactions, things that I ask you to engage in. And then consider how your personal experiences, connections to prior educational experiences, and outside resources can also have an impact on you. So now let's go into the actual course requirements. I like to think of these as learning opportunities, things we're going to do together to kind of build our knowledge base. So for class participation, because it's an online format, I want to make sure that you are getting the most out of this course. So we are going to have bi-weekly videos that cover the key course content. And then we'll have a chat that follows up each of these videos every other week so that I can know what questions you have, what you took away from the video, and things like that. And I'll show you on the schedule how that looks. I also want to make sure I'm answering questions and kind of creating that personal connection with you. So we will be doing Zoom sessions throughout the course as well. There will be 6 Zoom sessions, but you're only required to attend 3. If you do attend additional Zoom sessions beyond the 3, I'll give you some extra credit there. For the conceptual I personal lens, you're going to have 3 main assignments you're turning in. You'll have an identity web, an origins Flipgrid, and an identity poem. Where it says in class, sorry, we're not going to do that in class. We're going to do it actually online, and I'll explain what that is in video 1. So let me fix that really quick. And then for our educator lens, we're going to look at diverse text set lesson plans. The unique thing about this assignment is it builds off an assignment you already are going to have in your Block B literacy course. And then our cultural strategies presentation is kind of bringing all these ideas together in a 3-part kind of sharing that you'll do in a small group. Then we have our systemic institutional lens. This is where we're going to build on those sociopolitical contexts and understanding through discussion boards. You'll have 10 total discussion boards of 2 points each. They'll cover our main topics, but then the way the discussion boards are going to work is each small group is going to facilitate the discussion boards. So again, I'll show you that when we get into video 1 and kind of go a little bit more in depth when we look at that. And then our final assignment, this will kind of be like your final paper, will be the conceptual eye reflection paper. So as you look at all the points put together, it should add up to 100 total points possible for this course. The grading expectations kind of follow the typical grading format, so I can let you look that over on your own. Some of the course policies, just remember this is an online course, so even though you're not in class, you're still going to be engaging in at least 2 to 3 hours a week of coursework to really get the most out of this class. Make sure you're doing readings ahead of time. Make sure you're actively engaged and following along with the course schedule as closely as possible. For this class, assignments are really due by the specified due date. Late assignments are not going to be accepted unless there is previous notification and you have extenuating circumstances that I've been able to approve. I said there's no extra credit offered, but if you do attend additional Zooms, I will work around that and give you a few extra points. Course conduct expectations, communication, academic honesty, all that you kind of read on your own. Any accommodations, please let me know. If you need accommodations, send me an email or put a note in the announcements tab and I will definitely work with you. Some additional resources, since this is an online course, I have included information here about K-State Online in general, and then some online support that you might need. I've also included the help desk link here and some library services for you. So I know that's kind of a quick introduction to our course and our course syllabus. I do want to show you quickly the course schedule and how that looks. So I have included this course schedule under the syllabus tab as well as in the week 1 course module. For your course schedule, you notice it's by week. I have here what you need to be prepared for that week. So this week you want to watch your the video 1 and make sure you do the readings for Being the Change. And then the video 1 chat is going to be due on Friday the 24th. For this class, I've tried to make everything either open on Monday and due on Friday and kind of follow that pattern. So like you'll see next week, you have the Being the Change reading, and then we have the socio-political context discussion board. This is our first discussion board. And then we have a couple assignments here due, identity webs and origin Flipgrid. So we'll announce when our Zoom is due, but our identity webs and origin Flipgrid are going to be due on the 27th. And then our first discussion board, I will post it on the 27th and it'll be due on the 31st. So if you kind of look, you'll see I've tried to bold when due dates are, when things are posted. But as you have questions or as we proceed more with the course, please let me know. The key for this week is really just to make sure you watch this introductory video as well as the course content video 1 and then complete the video 1 chat. You'll find that chat under the chat tab on your home page. So let's take a look at our home page. If we go right here to the course, automatically everything for this course is going to be placed under modules to kind of make everything easier. So on your home page, it automatically takes you to the modules page. So you'll see week 1 here, we have our course syllabus, the course schedule. This is our first assignment, the Origin Flipgrid assignment. And then I did include a sample of the textbook so you can do the first week's reading. And then you should be able to get your textbook by week 2 to continue on with the assigned readings. Let's take a quick look at how the rest of the course works, and then I'll explain a little bit about your Origins Flipgrid assignment. So under the syllabus tab, you see you have another copy of the syllabus, the course schedule. This course schedule provides you a look at what's required the entire semester. I know some people prefer to have things online, so I have included all the assignments here. You'll see when things are due. They should appear on your calendar. And then each of these assignments will open up on specified due dates, so you'll know exactly what's coming. Please let me know if you have any questions about this information. Any announcements will be under the announcements tab, so I do have a welcome here for you. The modules tab, again, this is kind of like our homepage. You'll take it weekly modules. So in week 1, here's your information. Week 2, here's your information. The assignments tab, this is another very important tab. For our assignments, you'll see that you have class participation. So there are the 8 bi-weekly video chats here. Since you're not attending face-to-face classes, this will kind of be like your attendance for the course. So make sure you watch the videos on the posted due dates and complete the chats as noted. Then we have our 3 Zoom sessions here. So if you attend the 3 required Zoom sessions, you get the points for those. Anything beyond that, you will get extra credit. The conceptual eye, personal lens. This is where you're going to have the assignments for this first couple weeks. So we have our Origins Flipgrid. It's going to be available until February 3rd, but the most important thing is to look at the due date here. So it's due on the 27th. The Identity Web is also going to be due on the 27th. And then your Identity Poem is not going to be due till February 3rd. Under the Conceptual Eye Educator lens, you're going to see we have our diverse text set lesson plan. These are going to be due throughout the semester, and I'll explain what that is about as we go into the video 1 assignment for this week. So kind of hold on to that, and I'll let you know what that looks like. Then we have our Cultural Strategies presentation. Again, this is throughout the semester, but you'll do these in small groups, and they'll be based on topics linked to your diverse text set lesson plan. Finally, we have under the Conceptual Eye Systemic Institutional lens, we have our small group. You're going to lead one of the discussion boards, so you'll get points for that, for leading that once you've been formed into your small groups. And then these are our discussion boards here. If you are, like say you are leading the race sociopolitical context discussion board, you do not need to post, you're going to post your small group articles as required, and then you'll kind of facilitate the discussion. But since you say if you are in this group, you would not need to worry about posting responses because you're leading the discussion. And that'll make much more sense when you look at that a little bit more in depth here later in the semester. So as you can see, we have specific topics here. We have 10 main topics we're going to cover in those discussion boards. And these kind of lead the foundations for the latter part of the semester. After our first 4 weeks, we'll start getting into these, and then we'll spend a week on each of these topics. If you go into the Pages tab, you're going to see here the Cultural Strategies presentation groups. This is something you'll sign up for, and I'll explain that a little bit more in video 1. But as you can see, the topics relate to our 10 topics we just talked about. You'll sign up under the one that you are most interested in, and you will be the small group leading that discussion board and doing the lesson plans and your strategies presentations based on these topics. There are discussion boards set up, so when it comes to your turn to lead a discussion board, you just go to the one that's already set up and complete it. For example, I'll be opening up this discussion board on the 27th. It has my name, the article link here for you, and then I'll have the summary and example questions for you to kind of know how that should look. I have also set up chats so that the video chats can kind of correspond to what it is that you've looked at. You are required to complete each video chat. So we'll have 8 video chats. Again, that's kind of like your attendance for the course. So make sure you watch the video for each of the weeks. They'll be posted on odd weeks. So we'll have our first video 1 for this week 1. The next bi-weekly video will be week 3, and I'll have questions for video number 2 chat posted at that time. So as you can see, you only have to respond to 3 of the questions below, or prompts, I should say, below. And then you will get credit for completing that chat. I have also set up a grades booklet for you so that you know all the assignments that are upcoming and the grades you're going to get for those. If we go back to our home page, you'll see I'm not sure you can access this, but you should be able to see the people in the course. So I do have all of you in this course. We have 35 enrolled right now in our online course. So I'm excited about that. This is the biggest online version of the course we've had to date. So I think it'll be really successful, and I'm really excited about that. So those are kind of the main things I wanted to point out to you about our course schedule, syllabus, and homepage. Please let me know if you have additional questions, comments, and after watching this video, please make sure you watch video 1, which kind of introduces our course content for the first 2 weeks, and then complete the video 1 chat. I look forward to working with each of you, and I look forward to a great semester.